Good morning. We are up. I was up at 5:30. Brandon got up just about an hour ago. We are up, dressed, ready to start our day, and the first thing we're going to do is go find food on board this boat. We're going to try this morning to see if it is as good as dinner yesterday, or lunch rather. Donut cabinet here. Of course, your traditional bacon, eggs, potatoes, that kind of thing. Just need a lot of breakfast options. I ended up getting some bacon, some fruit, some French toast, hash brown potatoes, as well as some pan-fried potatoes. And Brandon loves the fact that they have eggs over easy here. There are plenty of places all over this ship that give you food choices, like quick bites. This one is called the International Cafe, and they have a different menu for breakfast and lunch. It all pertains to like little sandwiches, small bites of snacky type things, yogurts. One of my complaints, and it's not really a complaint, it is just a observation. On most cruises, we love them all for different reasons, but on most cruises, a lot of the activities that are planned center around shopping or gaming, and that's really not what we are interested in. So when we look at our daily itinerary that the cruise lines give you either on the app or on paper, there's very little that we are prone to do. We treat those cruises as more of a relaxing, snoozing on the deck, people watching, of course eating kinds of trips. This trip, however, is the complete opposite. There have been so many things to do, and so many things are booked at the same exact time each day. So my complaint is, and it's hard to even label it as a complaint, but my complaint is I can't do everything that I want to do. And the enrichment classes that are given, all the things that Princess Cruise Lines has put into this Alaskan voyage is just, I want to do it all. The Princess Arena, and as the name implies, it is an arena-style stadium seating venue. Here will be some of the shows that you will see this week. In about an hour, we will attend our very first enrichment program.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to your Alaska by Princess adventure. My name is Dan. I'm thrilled to be your cruise director on this very, very special voyage, because not only are we welcoming you to Alaska, but this is the first time Star Princess has ever made its way into Alaska. So you are part of something very, very special and very, very cool.
There are naturalists on board the ship, and one of them talks exclusively about the wildlife, the glaciers, all the things that is native to Alaska. And she had a couple of different seminars that lasted about 45 minutes apiece, and it is right up my alley. I am a documentary type girl, and I absolutely loved hearing all the information, facts, all the things that we could look forward to seeing while we're here in Alaska, and just her general knowledge was phenomenal.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her out. This is our naturalist, Michelle. Oh look, you've got your nice Princess Naturalist jacket on.
It says naturalist. I have a jacket that says naturalist.
We're not going to be able to miss you, are we?
No, absolutely not. You'll be able to find me. I don't need a degree, I just need this.
Yeah. You name it, they are really investing a lot of time and energy into making this trip not only a momentous, monumental, magical, all the wonderful things, but it's also very educational, and I, for one, I love that. One of the things that they will be doing, I think maybe tomorrow, is having puppies on board. They're calling it Puppies on the Piazza, and it is brand new baby puppies that are going to be trained to be sled dogs, and unfortunately I will not be on board when they are here. So I know that what I will be doing will be amazing, and of course I'm not going to forget that and come back to the boat to see the puppies, but my heart would truly love to see that because the pictures that we saw were just so cute and amazing. So that being said, it's just, they offer so many things, and it is not just the shopping, it is not just the deal or no deal, it is not just the bingos, it is not just the meet and greets, it is everything that is enriching this trip, everything that they are teaching us and showing us and exposing us to about the wonderful land of Alaska, the culture of Alaska, the wildlife of Alaska, you name it.
But when you're looking for whales, the whales we're looking for around these areas are humpbacks, orcas, and also Pacific white-sided dolphins and Dar's porpoises. When you're looking out for them, the easiest thing to see is what's called the blow, which is when they breathe out and they form that cloud in the air.
So I literally had my book bag, which is my port bag, on me all day yesterday. Had my camera, of course my personal stuff, as well as my iPad, my earbuds, all the things. I said I felt like a college student again, and it was the most exciting day. That is such the nerd in me coming out.
So in a nutshell, glaciers are dynamic, frozen rivers of ice, slowly moving downhill under their own weight. Thanks for coming. That's like my... I have more. Also, glacier ice is technically a type of rock. So rock is made up of minerals, and glacial ice, naturally forming glacial ice, is considered to be a mineral.
So when we are looking out for orcas, yes, we will see that glow, but it's very hard for an orca to not show you their fin. So they move a lot like a dolphin, but they will often show you that fin because of how large. So these are all the marine mammals that we have a chance of seeing here in Alaska in the Inside Passage. So I try to make it as practical as possible, so I'm going to tell you about the animals, but also what to look out for when we're looking out for them. Alrighty?
Here are a few different types of glaciers that we can keep an eye out for. There are two kind of main categories: alpine glaciers, which is what I'm going to talk about now, and continental glaciers.
So we also had the treat of having Captain Ron, who was a captain on the Alaskan Ballad. I think it was season 2 of Deadliest Catch, and he was on board, and he gave probably a 30-minute little talk about his experiences at sea, as well as some of his history and how he got into the business. And it was very informative, but it was also very, very inspirational.
This is your first time with sphere classes?
Yeah, I did. This is the first time I did this introduction, but last year I did a few of these, and I'll tell you the truth, I'd rather be blowing 30 knots with about 15-foot seas. I'd be more comfortable than with a group of people like this, but I'll work through it. We fished 40, 50, 60 straight hours, because when you're on crab, you want to stay on crab. You don't want your crew or you to go to sleep, because you'll miss on that catch. The faster you fill these boats up, quicker you go in and offload, quicker you get back out. That was over. He wanted to go to Alaska. Asked me if I wanted to go. Heck yeah, what an adventure.
So he specifically talked about being in the Bering Sea and the perils that they had to face while fishing there. So he actually talked about an excursion on the Alaskan Ballad, and at the time we had not booked anything. We weren't quite sure what we wanted to do. So after hearing him and seeing what that excursion would entail, I went straight to the shore excursion desk and I did book that trip. It was a little pricey. We felt like it was going to be a wise choice, a good investment of our time and money and energies here, because I mean, we're in Alaska. We hate to not experience and take in all of Alaska that we possibly can. Not to say that we would never come back or wouldn't have the opportunity to come back, but we're treating this as like a once in a lifetime kind of trip. Okay, silly little observation I made, just to remember this for you guys. If you have the internet, you must have Princess app on the device that you would like to use the internet with. So the very first day we were on board, Brandon had some issues connecting his phone to the Wi-Fi on board until he realized you have to connect via the app, not just through turning your phone on airplane mode and connecting to the Wi-Fi here. You have to initialize your first contact with the Wi-Fi through the app. After you've done it the one time, your device, your phone, your tablet, whatever you may be using on it, it will automatically connect. Oh, after our first night on board, okay, you know, I'm 50 or almost 50, and I have trouble sleeping through the night without having to get up at least once, usually. And I was so surprised, excited, amazed that when you step foot from the bed, when you put your legs over to the side of the bed, the nightstand beside the bed has a sensor in it somewhere, and a nightlight will come on at that moment that your legs go over to the side and shines a light, just a real dim light across the floor so that you don't trip going to the bathroom. When you walk in front of the sofa, and with the balcony room you have a sofa in here, when you walk in front of the sofa, another sensor turns on, and it turns the bathroom light on, not the overhead light, but just a really dim nightlight feature, which is super cool. I love it. I wish all ships did it. And I was amazed when I first saw it. So.
Dinner on night 2 of our cruise was at the Crown Grill. This restaurant is one of the specialty dining venues on board. I was looking most forward to this particular restaurant above all the others that were offered. We have always had a great experience at the steakhouses aboard whichever ship we are on. The menu had many choices that made it very hard to pick. We each chose a steak grilled to perfection, along with sides that were absolutely amazing. So far, between last night's dinner at Sabatini's and tonight's meal, the Crown Grill has been our absolute favorite. Got a video of the cheese bowl of this nice cheesy bread at the Crown Grill. Look at that. That looks delicious.
Brandon got the shrimp cocktail as usual. And I got the Caesar salad. As usual. And Brandon got a ribeye with loaded mashed potatoes. And I also got a ribeye with a loaded baked potato and a side of grilled asparagus.
Topping off our meal were desserts to die for, especially Brandon's. Thankfully, he shared.
I got pecan pie. I also just want to point out it is 9:20 p.m. and it is still very daylight. The show doesn't start until 10, so I'm hoping it'll be dark just so that you can see the candles better. This area is called the Dome. It is nice because you can see everything outdoors. You get a view of the ocean. However, the glass enclosure keeps everything warm and the wind off.
Maybe the shelter of someone's arms.
O'Malley's not only is a bar, they do serve food.
I needed someone to understand my little ups and downs. And there you are. With sweet love. Good evening, O'Malley's! How is everybody doing today? Are you all having a lovely sea day? Yeah?
So as you well know, I am an early riser, and with this time difference, it has really kicked my butt. I'm slowly starting to acclimate a little bit, but I'm still getting up super early. So yesterday morning I was up out of the bed. I was up earlier than this, but I was up out of the bed by 5 a.m. Took advantage of that, went out to the balcony. The sun was coming up, so it was just very early morning. You could see very well. And I'm so glad that I got up because I was able to see my first sunrise in Alaska over the mountains, and it just hit differently. It was absolutely beautiful. Brandon was still in the bed. I was by myself, and it was just the most peaceful, beautiful experiences, and something as simple as that I will treasure for the rest of my life.
If you have not been to Alaska yet, do all of your research, watch videos, ask questions, make your plans, be prepared, but also understand that nothing you will do prior to coming to Alaska will truly prepare you for what is in store for you. Each moment, each view gets better than the last. I am excited for what tomorrow will bring. I'm also so very excited for you. I do hope that my humble little video offers some value to you in your search for cruise information. It has been a pleasure sharing with you. I look forward to bringing more cruise content to you, and I hope that the wait for your next cruise adventure goes by swiftly and saying bon voyage is right around the corner. Thank you for watching.